Hi, I'm Ellen Shanahan. I'm your professor for Fundamentals of Music, MUS 106 for spring 2024. And I want to give you a quick tour around two important pieces of information. One is our Moodle course room, which you can see up here on the screen. And the other is our course outline, which I'm going to walk you through kind of quickly. If you scroll down, and this is not a Moodle class, so if you need Moodle help, you can see you've got some resources up here to get you that assistance, and also some people in the digital commons that can provide you with in-person help. But if you scroll down, come on, computer, you can do this. You'll find some general information here. You're going to find my office hours. I do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday usually. The Tuesday office hour I also do on campus, but the other ones are on Zoom, and the Zoom link is here. I also have an optional drop-in meeting for this class on Tuesdays from 9:30 to 10:30, 10:45, depending on how many people come in. This is optional. You do not have to come, but I encourage you to attend. You can either attend it in person or you can attend it on Zoom, and I'll use the same link as my office hour link. So only one link to keep track of. My phone number is here, but my email address is much quicker for reaching me. So that's the important thing. Our course description here is informing us that we're really going to be looking at the building blocks of music in this class. So we're learning how to read, do a little bit of playing on the piano, so that we have something physical to attach to the kind of abstract learning that sometimes music theory is. And also so we're better listeners to music. You do not need a music background in this class. So if you don't know anything about any of these terms that are in the course description, you're going to be fine. You're going to get to know them very soon. I may occasionally use the announcements, but I tend to use email more frequently. Our textbook is fully online, so the requirements that are listed here are for your online textbook. So pay attention to that. I think Chromebooks may not work, so be really careful and double check what your information is here. Because a textbook is required, you likely can use financial aid money to get a computer if you need that. So be on top of that and be talking to financial aid if that's the case. There are also your software requirements here for your online textbook. You'll be able to get access to your textbook here. You can get it through the BCC bookstore, or you can use the link that we've got provided here. So as we get started, and I'm going to come back to some of this, you're going to find our course syllabus here, which I'll come back to, a video tour of the online textbook, so you're familiar with how to get along and around on that, and also information about ordering your textbook. Two methods, one at the BCC bookstore, one if you are ordering it yourself and you're not concerned about financial aid money paying for it. This is the link to order directly from the publisher, which saves you a little bit of money. You do have some discussion posts, 6, I think, across the course. This is a rubric for doing your discussion forums, so be sure to read that. And then we have some items here that are just available should you need them. Virtual keyboard, so you can pull up a piano keyboard if you need one. You'll also find that they're frequently found within the online textbook, so you usually have a resource right within that, but if you need one outside of it, you've got a keyboard here. Manuscript or staff paper, the lined paper with musical staff printed on it, you can access here. Theta Music Trainer is some extra practice work, sort of flashcard type work, so that you can practice in addition to the online textbook. It will make it sound like you have to register to use it, but you do not. So don't be tempted. BCC tutorial service, we do have tutors for this class, so if you need one, be sure that you contact them. And also the Disability Resource Center may be of assistance to you. Beyond that, we really don't use Moodle for the rest of the class. What I have listed here is what to do really every week. So you'll find what we're working on in a particular week, what we're going to be doing, when it's due. Our class runs Monday through Sunday. So whatever is due Sunday night by the end of the week. For the first month, I give you a link to the work in the online textbook, but you do have to be registered already. You have to have gotten access to the textbook and registered before you can actually start that work. And each week will move along pretty much that same way. I also put in some additional videos. So if you find that you're a little confused about something in the online textbook, you may want to go over to Moodle to look for these videos. Sometimes somebody explaining the same concept a different way is helpful. So most weeks you have additional videos that, again, they're optional, up to you whether you do them. And we just kind of go through the class that way week after week. So the next place that you would usually go after checking in on Moodle would be to go to the online textbook. But for now, I am going to jump us, hopefully, to the, whoops, got things going crazy here. Come on. To our course outline. So we can walk through some important parts of that. I have gone away from putting the Zoom link on the online and or the course outline. Just seems easier to have it in Moodle. So the optional class, it's noted as meeting here, but you'll find the link in Moodle. Course description is basically what you already saw in Moodle. We do have some student learning outcomes here. So as you complete this course, you'll be able to understand what the building blocks of music are and how to work with those as you're combining those individual building blocks into melody and chords. We'll be working with some basic keyboard, piano skills, sight singing skills. You'll learn more about that later. And we'll learn how to analyze some of the basic elements that come together with our music, things like meter and a little bit of how music is structured through looking at form. We'll be developing some basic listening skills as we go through the class. And this is kind of redundant. This is the information that you already saw in Moodle about how to get your textbook, the two different ways that you can get it from the BCC bookstore or from the publisher. I'll come back to the course content because it's listed both in the homepage in Moodle and also at the end of this particular document. This document is stored both in the Moodle course and it's also stored in the online textbook, so you can always find your course outline and refer to it. I view this as a contract between you and me. If we get to the end of ad drop and you're still in the course, you've agreed to fulfill the requirements of this course. So again, the course content, we don't require you to have any prior knowledge. So by the end of it, though, we're going to be advancing quite far to really looking at how we work with these elements, basic elements, and how they come together into melody and chords, melody and harmony. If you have a musical background, you may find some of the easier parts come at the beginning and then it gets a little harder at the end. If you are a total newbie to this, you're going to want to stay on top of things because this class very much builds off of the information you learned the week before. So make sure that you stay current and make sure that you ask questions. This course is fully online, but as I mentioned, I hold an optional in-person class meeting every week. And also, you're welcome to attend an office hour and ask a question. If the times aren't good for you, just let me know, shoot me an email, and I'll come up with a time that works for both of us. As I mentioned already, all of the graded work for this class is in the online textbook, so it's incredibly important that you get access to that as soon as possible. This is, again, an online course, so the attendance policy is a little bit maybe seems a little bit vaguer, but it's really on you to get into the online textbook and do the work. It's important for you to know that if you're not doing well, I cannot withdraw you from the class. It's something you have to do. If I see you falling behind, I probably will reach out and ask how things are going and if there's anything I can do to help. But if it comes to the point where you need to leave the class, you have to do that yourself. So please be in touch. Classroom behavior for this particular course is really about being kind in the Zoom if you're attending that way, to behave in the classroom if you come to an optional drop-in class, but most importantly, to be civil in the discussion board. You're not required to respond to anybody's post in this particular class. So you do not have to respond, although I encourage you to read what other students have written for discussion posts. But if you do write something that I view as being rude or disrespectful, or if somebody comes to me in the class and tells me that they have viewed your comment, I'm going to have to take action. You can see the action here. You'll get a private warning first, and I will shut down the posting capabilities. And if there's a second post, I will refer whoever made the post to the Dean of Students. We try to keep this learning environment supporting a diversity of thoughts, experiences, musical tastes, and we try to keep it a very inclusive environment. If you ever feel that that is not happening in this class, and I'm just going to highlight all those sections that talk about it, and I encourage you to come back and read this again and again. I know it's thrilling reading, but it's important. If you ever feel that that is not happening, I want you definitely to come forward and talk to me about that. Here's what you really wanted to know. What do you have to do to pass this class? You will have to do discussion posts, which are 20% of your grade, and quizzes, which are 80% of your grade. And I'll go into each of those sections a little bit more in a moment. You can see here that the BCC access statement is here with the contact information for the Disability Resource Center, should you need the services. And if you have any doubt, I definitely encourage you to contact them. The tutorial services, as I mentioned, is another place where students can find help, in this case, academic help. We have several tutors that are available this semester that are great. They've been through the class. They're all A students in the class, and they can be very helpful to you. So I would encourage you, if you have concerns, of course, first to reach out to me, but definitely to get yourself a tutor. It doesn't hurt to sign up for one at the beginning of the semester and then find that you don't need one later on. It's sometimes harder mid-semester to sign up with a tutor. So earlier is definitely better when you're looking at tutors. So the graded work, we have two main things that you are judged on. Oh, that sounds awful. Discussion posts just about every week. Well, every other week, maybe. We have a discussion post. They are shown in both Moodle and in the online textbook, but you're going to submit them as you submit all your work in the online textbook. The rubric for it is in Moodle if you want to do it. If you do respond, I expect you to respond with something thoughtful, not just, yes, I agree, or I like that too. Give us a little more meat. Give us the why. There are 20 quizzes. Yeah, I know that sounds horrible, but most of them are pretty short. They're found within the online textbook, and you should really wait to do them until you feel good about how you're doing on exercises and worksheets that are also included on the online textbook. If you feel that you don't need to do the exercises and worksheets, you do not have to do them for this class. Do not have to do them. However, if you are struggling with a concept, do go in and do those exercises, do the worksheets. They're opportunities to learning, And you get multiple opportunities to do each quiz, but you'll be frustrated if you have to keep redoing the quizzes. If you do the exercises and worksheets, you may only have to do the quiz once or twice. That said, quizzes are self-correcting, so you'll immediately know how you did. If you go in to redo your quiz, there's no fear that you're going to do worse on it because the textbook holds on to your highest score on each quiz. So take those opportunities to do the best you can. I mentioned the practice worksheets and exercises. There are many opportunities within the online textbook to practice these things. They are, again, not part of the grading formula for this class, but I do encourage you to do both the exercises and the worksheets as you go along. So at the very end here, you will find a weekly schedule. I have made this a little different than I usually do because I thought it would be helpful for you to see what the week's topics are, what discussion post is due, what quizzes are going to be due, and also what exercises support those quizzes, what exercises and worksheets. So this is a document that you may want to refer to. It may be helpful to you to keep this pinned up so that you can check on a weekly basis. Looks long, but that's because my columns are narrow. But that should give you all the information that you need to be successful in this course. So my next piece of advice to you would be to go now and get your online textbook. And I'm going to provide a video for you there to walk you around that. It's a brand new version of the textbook. I just spotted a couple places in Moodle I have to update to get you on the correct link for the textbook. But it is brand new, and I think it's much more user-friendly than it used to be, and it was pretty user-friendly before. So I think you're going to find it a great resource as you work through this course. Again, if you have any questions at all, just drop me an email or stop by my office, K108. For those of you that knew me before, I am moved back into Kusavitsky now that the construction is over. So I am home, and you'll find me in Kus. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the online textbook and in Moodle.